All right, so today I'm going to be building an entire AI agency service from scratch, but not the kind that most people are building. Because I see everyone building, AI receptionists, AI websites, AI automations, AI chatbots, and all these custom projects. And these are great, but they only get paid once. Every client is different, and more importantly, there's no predictable way to scale. And in this video, I'm going to be building an entire AI agency service that is tailored for recurring revenue instead of one-time projects. If you've been trying to start an AI agency of some kind, the part that usually gets confusing isn't the AI itself. It's usually like, how do I turn this into recurring revenue, and how do we make the service valuable enough to charge high amounts for it? I already run an agency in the roofing niche, and this is basically the same exact structure that I use in my business. But just to prove how simple this is, I'm going to build it out in an entirely different niche just for you in this video. So here's what I'm going to do. One, I'm going to build a system for the company to generate more leads. Two, I'm going to build an AI conversation agent as well as an AI caller for the business. Three, I'm going to explain how to turn this into recurring revenue every single month that you can actually scale with. Now, the goal here is not to be perfect. I just want to show you how this actually looks in real life and how you can actually charge thousands of dollars per month per client if you build your AI agency service in the way that I'm going to in this video. Now, I'm not going to edit this video a ton for engagement purposes or anything crazy. I literally just want to provide some free value and show you how easy it is to build an extremely valuable and scalable service for an AI agency, just like my 30K month agency operates in the first place. So let's get into it. Okay, so let's jump right in here. We have a few different things on our checklist that we need to check off. This is going to be a longer video. Just going to provide a ton of value today. Number one is to select a business niche. Now, it would be kind of unfair for me to go with roofing because I have so many winning ads and good experiences, and that is my entire business in roofing. So I'm going to stay away from that and go with a different niche and go into remodeling for today. Now, the thing with remodeling is that there's a lot of people in remodeling, and a lot of people are doing kitchens and bathrooms. Now, what we're going to do, like kind of an overview process, is we're going to set up ads for lead gen, because offering like an AI caller without leads is kind of silly. It's like, yes, these businesses could use an AI caller, but the truth is that like this service is not going to be as valuable unless we can convert them full paying jobs, right? And then it allows us to sell our services outcome oriented instead of trying to pitch them AI services when they don't even want that in the first place. They just want more jobs. So select business niche. We're going to go with remodeling, but more specifically in remodeling, we're going to go with windows. Now, I've got, good experience cleaning windows in the past when I was a kid. That was my first ever business, but remodeling is so saturated with kitchens and bathrooms that we're going to go with windows. So that's like window replacements and window remodeling essentially. So that's what we're going to go with. And then we're going to go ahead and set up ads for lead gen and set up AI calling in a back end to handle those leads and convert them into appointments and jobs. So first things first, let's say our company's name is ZBA Exteriors. I believe this is like an old client of mine or something, but I have their page on my, meta business here. And I'm going to basically go ahead and act as if this was the company that did window replacements and basically build them a successful ad campaign and build them a back end with a calling system to basically convert those leads and appointments into jobs. So first things first, most companies you're working with, if they become a paying client of yours, they pay you money, they sign some kind of agreement. And even if you do it for free in the start, most of them have a Facebook page, right? Most of them already have a business page for you to go off of. And if they do, then you can simply go ahead and get an invitation to their account, as a user, and they can invite you through the business settings. And then basically you can go on there, build out their ad campaigns, help them with their profile, all that good stuff. And the reason why we're doing all this on Facebook here is basically to have a successful ad campaign for lead generation. It's super, easy to run local service ads. Like it's super, super simple. It really takes no effort. And we can even use AI like Sora today to make some really good ads. So I'm excited to show you what those look like. We already have some generating in the background just to test this out. But basically, once you have their page, one, you can go ahead and customize it. You can make it look a little pretty. You can add a logo if they don't already have one. But more importantly, you want to go to Ads Manager, right? And Ads Manager is where we're going to actually run the ads for them. So what we want to do is go ahead and create a new campaign. So right out of the gate, we can just do a leads campaign, just like so. There we go. Name it, whatever. Okay, it does not matter. I literally call them campaign usually. Now, ad budget, I recommend running ads at like no less than $50 to $70 per day. That's kind of enough to give, our strategy enough fuel to actually push out to enough people. Anything lower than that is just like, there's not very much data, especially if you're doing a higher ticket service, right? I have, I don't have really much experience with Windows here, but I do know that they are typically more high ticket, right? Like 15K, 5K, 15K, 20K, 30K, something like that for Windows. So they're higher ticket. And because of that, it makes sense to run ads with a higher budget because of, spending $100 to get in $1,000 in Windows is like, it's unrealistic, right? You need to spend more to make more, right? 1,000, 2,000 on ads, and then you get a job or two. So $50 a day, we're going to start with that. And then from there, we can go into the ad set here. Super simple. So we can call this broad because you can do interest targeting and you can do broad targeting, and that's typically what you set up at the ad set level. But the issue with interest is that it's pointless. So we're just going to go with broad here. We're going to go ahead and convert them to instant forms. And the idea here and like the strategy behind this is that like we're going to run these ads on their page. And then basically from there, have our AI texters and callers reach out to those leads. And I'm going to show you how to all connect all this today and actually set it up and do all that. And then from there, we can basically hand those booked appointments off to our client. That is the whole idea behind this, because that's a service that you can charge thousands a month for, right? It's an entire marketing strategy, right? And if you're wondering who pays this ad spend, on the sales call, before you drop the price, be like, do you understand how ad spend works? Got it. No worries. So basically, you are going to have to pay ad spend out of pocket, which is going to be around $50 a day. And that is basically to push these ads out into the world. Does that make sense? Okay, cool. And believe it or not, it's actually easier than you think to get people, to pay this. It's just kind of like an added thing. And also what I've known a lot of AI agencies to do is to offer some kind of service to get people in the door, like a website or some kind of agent or some kind of automation service. And then from their end, go through with this whole marketing campaign and backend structure to be able to charge thousands of dollars a month per client, like I'm showing you in today's video. So campaign, broad targeting, instant forms. We can do a website, but instant forms is fine for now. Facebook page, just like so. Conversion leads. Don't need a data set right now. Dynamic creative, we're going to turn this on because with the new Andromeda update, it's a little bit better to let AI just handle all the details. Okay, so audience, basically, let's say that their area is basically in, I don't know, let's just say that this current customer is in like Grand Rapids, Michigan. So we need Grand Rapids, Michigan. Okay, so that's right here. That's a pretty big mile radius, so let's make that a little bit smaller. So that's about, 1.3 million people. That's a lot of people, but it should be good. There's a lot of homes in this area. Let's say this is where this client is, and obviously if you're doing local lead gen, this is how it would be. Make sure to turn this off. Reach more people outside of the area likely to respond. We want people that are only inside of the area. So next step is the budget and schedule, so that's all good. Audience, we're going to keep Advantage Plus on for the most part, I believe, but we can basically, customize the audience settings a little bit to make sure that we get the age range that we want. So let's go from 25 and then basically go ahead and show suggestions here and then go around 29 to 64. So this is like the typical age range of homeowners, and this is going to be good for, window replacements. So we're going to go with that. And also, just another tip as well, we can turn Advantage Plus off and basically have this not be a suggestion. So this will basically be, not a suggestion, and it'll be more specific. So the way you would do that is you would basically go here, further limit of ads, and then from there, we can basically change this as not a suggestion. So now we're targeting only 29 to 64-year-olds. Gender, we can do men and women. It's fine. No detailed targeting, none of that stuff. Okay, done. Now with placements, Advantage Plus on, done. Okay, now we have to set up the ads. So let's go ahead and set up some ads for local lead gen. Super simple. Now to do this, I have a ChatGPT prompt that we can go ahead and put it into ChatGPT here. So that prompt right here is here. So let me go ahead and actually just change it up to make sure that's accurate. So let's do in front of a window because we're doing windows. Save 14 grand. Let's just say like, no, 11 grand. Okay, there we go. So basically what we want to do is go to ChatGPT and ask for an ad of a blonde woman standing in front of a window saying, we saved XYZ. There we go. And it's a simple script here. If you want access to this resource that I'm using for this video today, you can go ahead and go in the description and it'll be there. But basically, this is a prompt that we can send to ChatGPT, just like that. and it will basically create a prompt that we can use in Sora. I believe I have it for Veo here, but it's going to be for Sora. So here's this. Now I do want to quickly mention, I want to make this like a 3-step one. So let me go ahead and explain this. So prompt. All right. So now what we can do is we can go to Sora, just like so, and basically go in here and then basically describe your video, just like this. And it's going to create a video for you. But keep in mind that like with the length of Veo videos, it's not actually going to make a long enough video for you. So I'm going to quickly explain how to make a character so you can just use the same character every time like I have here and create an ad that sounds like this.
We literally saved 14 grand on our kitchen just by getting one more estimate. The first company spent almost 2 hours pitching us. Fancy binder, tons of pressure to sign. The second was basically the same thing. And then a local company came out, just a simple walkthrough, real options, and a quote that actually made sense. They explain exactly where the big mistakes are and markups and how they keep things affordable without cutting quality. And then a local
But basically what you can see is like insane ads.
you should check them out too.
Like these are perfect ads. They're super, super good, super easy to make. And I just went ahead and generated one with you. So let me go ahead and just delete all these because these aren't, necessary. But basically all we did is just copy and paste the prompt from ChatGPT into Sora. And what this will do is basically create an ad for us. And then what we can do is make a character off of that and then create the ad in 3 parts. And then from there, what we want to do is basically remove the Sora watermark using this, free source here, and then from there, edit it together on a CapCut or a DaVinci Resolve or something, and then we have a winning ad that we can plug into this ad right here. So to actually run this ad, everything you need to know, basically make sure it's running on the right page right here. You can also make an Instagram page for your client as well by connecting account here, making a simple Instagram page. Okay, we're gonna turn this off. We're gonna go ahead and this is where we would normally select the video ad from Sora. So just like that. The primary text for the ad, I'm going to go ahead and use this ad copy right here. And this is ad copy that, you can make with ChatGPT. But just for the first, this is the winning ad copy in my opinion. So let's go ahead and do this. And this is for kitchens currently. So let's go ahead and change this to Windows. So change this to window replacements. Okay. And then we're going to go ahead and do that. So it's going to change the ad copy because we're doing windows instead of kitchens and bathrooms. Okay, so this pricing point in the in the beginning is unrealistic, but we'll change that. Okay, so primary text, just like that. So for window price, let's just say like 6,999, and then windows are like 15K usually. Right, but sorta okay. And then let's say the name of your client is like John, and he owns this company right here that we just made, CB Exteriors. Okay, there we go. And then basically throughout there. That's good. I can replace windows, blah, blah, blah. Okay, perfect. We want to turn this off. And then the headline, we can just do the simple starting at one right here. So starting at, okay, so we go like this. Okay, there we go. Descriptions aren't necessary. Call to action, we can go with learn more. There we go. And then we have basically a lead form we can create. So we can create more volume is fine. Open, all the good stuff. Background image, simple. Okay, so we can just ask what service they're interested in. So whether it's, I don't know, windows or doors. So we can basically make that like a multiple choice. Service are you interested in? Window replacement. Okay, door replacement. Just like that. Okay, when would you like to start your project? As soon as possible. I didn't even have to make these. They just made it for me. Okay. Just like that. So details, you can also add a address here, so street address as well. So full name, email, phone number, email, address. None of it's optional. Okay, there we go. And press next. Okay, simple privacy policy with Google, just like that. With ending, wait, and then we'll do one last step. Actually, let's put that up here. Secure your free home inspection by selecting secure now. Okay, and then we would basically do secure now. Okay, and then this link to this page right here would basically be a booking page that we set up with GoHighLevel. So to do that, let's go to GoHighLevel and set this up. Okay, so basically you would want to log into your GoHighLevel snapshot. If you need more information on this, there's a 10-hour free course in the description. But basically what you would do is go to sites, and then from there you should have a basic sales funnel with a calendar page basically for them to book in an appointment just like that. So right now, obviously this is just a snapshot, so we don't have this completely set up yet, but what you'd want to do is just activate the calendar just to make it work. There we go. And then honestly, you can just share this page. You can just share the link to the calendar. So basically you would obviously set the availability up with your client and make sure that they can, see the availability correctly. And then basically right there, you press secure now, and now we have a simple lead form. So this is basically what they're going to see once they fill out the ads. And while we do this, let's quickly just check and see how our ad is coming along in Sora. Okay, so it's right here.
We literally saved 11 grand on our windows just by getting one more estimate. The first company we met with almost spent 2 hours pitching us.
Okay, so this is good, but I can tell right now that this isn't going to be long enough.
Saved 11 grand
I'll
on
show you what I
windows
mean.
just by getting.
It's going to end early, and so what we can do is actually create a character off of this.
Yes. The second was the same thing. Fancy binder, huge promo, scientific pressure. And then a local company came out. Just a simple walkthrough, real options, and a quote that actually.
Okay, you see how it ended early. So what we can actually do from this is create a character, just like so, and press next. And what that's going to do is just basically create a character, and then in our next prompt, all we have to do is basically at this character's name that we set, and then from there we can continue on the ad and just have it say the second part of the script to finish off the ad. And then from there we can take those two separate clips, download them, put them into CapCut together, and then basically remove the Sora watermark just like this with this resource here, and then you can put your ad in here. So now we have a winning ad, winning copy, and a way for these leads to actually convert. Now it's time to actually set up AI calling. So basically, once they fill out the ads, they will get an option to secure now and book an appointment. So basically, they're going to get connected to this calendar right here. But if we want to connect the lead information that they put in the lead form and GoHighLevel, what we would do is basically go to settings, scroll down to integrations, and then from here, connect the Facebook account that you just connected, that we just made right here. So for example, I'm going to go ahead and do that here. Okay. Now we just choose ZV Exteriors, which is the one that we're basically making this off of. Press continue. And now we should go ahead and see the form that we just created, which is called form. Exactly. So we have what service they're interested in and when they would like to start the project. We can map these to custom fields, just like that, and then actually add their address in here, confirm. So what we can do is add this to automations, basically. So when they go ahead and book in, or I guess just become a lead in Facebook, we can add that right here as the trigger, and it's already set, so it will work. And basically what that'll do is it'll text the customer and say, hey, thanks for interested in a free home inspection. So you would change this depending on what niche you're in, just like that. And basically from there, we can set up AI calling as well, which is super simple. So to do so, we want to go to AI agents and go to voice AI and basically create a new agent, create a custom agent. Okay, now the problem with AI calling with GoHighLevel, what a lot of people realize, is that it doesn't sound very realistic. And I want to show you a tip today that you can use to make it sound more realistic. So we can just call this agent. Okay, the business name is ZV Exteriors. Okay, the voice that we're going to use for this is with 11 labs. Now that's the key here. So if we go into 11 labs and go into the agents, we can basically create a blank agent from scratch. So we just name it whatever. And basically it's going to give us pretty good options for what voices to use. So I recommend Let's do this one. CMU is pretty realistic, and this voice is way better than the GoHighLevel ones. And what's cool that a lot of people don't know is that you can take this voice here, go to My Voices, add a custom voice, and literally look up the same one in 11 Labs. I'll show you. Just like that. It's already in My Voices because I've used it in the past, but basically, so you can select that voice from 11 Labs and then basically go through, press next, and now we can set the agent goals. So what you want to do is create a knowledge base right here. And the way you would do that is basically just name it whatever you want. And then in the knowledge base, you would basically add the website of your client. So mine doesn't even have a website, I don't believe, but normally you would just type in the website here and it'll basically web crawl, so it'll know more about your service. Then you can also add FAQs just like this. So you can even go to ChatGPT and just ask for like, give me window remodeling FAQs. Okay. And basically, yeah, how much does the window replacement usually cost? And there you go. You just add these FAQs just like so, question, answer, save. And then you would just add a bunch of this and just give it a ton of information for the knowledge base. And then from there, we can go to the voice AI, the agent that we just made, which I believe was this one. Yep. And then basically with the set voice right here and all that good stuff. There we go. Now we can literally AI call just like that. Basically, we can set this so it'll call from there. So we want to set the knowledge bases and the availability and actually just give it a number and then save it. And that's the last step that you need for it to actually activate. Then how it's going to work is basically a lead is going to come through on Facebook from this campaign once we launch it. And after that, they're going to get a text automated from GoHighLevel. Then from that text from GoHighLevel, they're going to respond and then they're going to get a call from here to go ahead and book that into an appointment, right? And obviously that you would set that up in the goals, right? Or from here, you can just use a conversation AI bot and basically book it in via text, because I know a lot of homeowners don't want to be on calls all the time. So you can basically choose autopilot here, do the same thing with the bot training, and then set a simple prompt up with ChatGPT saying, just like this one, that your goal is to basically set a roofing inspection, and then choose that as an action. Then what that's going to do is literally book an appointment. And what's cool about this is that if they already book an appointment, then you can remove them from the new lead automation, and then you have a full-fledged service. I mean, this is literally a full-fledged service. Like, you can create winning ads, build your character just like this, prompt it by adding it in the bio. And what I mean by that, as well as like you want more information about making the ads, you would literally at the character that you have. So like, for example, in this account right here, I have one character called Sunny Mentor, at Sunny Mentor. And then you would basically prompt the rest of the script and then edit those videos together to create a cohesive winning ad for your client. So that's everything you need to know. That's a full-fledged ass service. You have lead gen, appointment gen, and you have AI calling and AI, SMS basically. So we can have that here. And you have that set up now as well. And then that will basically contact all of those leads, book them into appointments, and then you can basically connect the Google Calendar of your client to your GoHighLevel account to have basically a calendar full of appointments for your client, so then they can gain a bunch of customers and you can charge tons of money. The last thing I want to explain is how to charge a lot more money. You can do pay per appointment. So for every appointment that you generate your client, charge $200 to $300. And so, because obviously these are worth a lot, right? And then you just charge $200 to $300 per appointment. Before you know it, your client's worth, thousands of dollars a month, and you have a full-fledged service that's, from start to finish, and everyone's happy. So I hope you enjoyed this quick run through. If you want more information, there is a free course on fulfillment dropping very soon. And if you want more information, there's a 10-hour free course in the description as well. So I'll talk to you soon. Hope you enjoyed, and have a good one.